I'm asking that does anyone remember that what we did? Yeah, what we did was we practiced and we got to know about if and else conditions. But in this lecture, in this class, what we will be covering, let me just open my PDF. Okay. We will be starting our loop section. So, okay, this is not a PDF I need to find. Where is my our graph? Okay, I think I need to do something. Let me just open my PDF. Where is my PDF? Okay, I got it. Nice. Okay, so as you can see in my PDF, we were doing loops. I mean, we started loops. So let's do that real quick. Okay, I think I mistakenly stopped my screen. Let me just share it again. Okay, nice. Okay. So in the last class we were doing if-else conditions, and we also did uh, case statements where we can put multiple conditions, and if one of them match, then we can actually see that that part of our code successfully runs. But now in this lecture we will doing loops. And what are loops basically? We can also call it iteration. Let me just write this word down. Iteration. What do we call? Can someone repeat? Iteration. Okay, nice. So, what does iteration means? Iteration means when we want to repeat our code multiple times, like repetition of code. Let me just repetition of code is called, oh my god, iteration. So how we can do this iteration? In iterations we also call it loops, where we have like different type of loops, like for loop, while loop, and we have like many types of it. But in this section we will be doing our main thing, our for loop, which is the easiest in Python. I will like write it down. It is the easiest. Oh, something. Uh, and which I have shared my screen. Please check. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, Priyanshu can see it.
It's showing now. I can see it. I can see it.
You can see it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So today in this lecture we will be doing loops. So let's start. Let me just put the whole structure, and then I'm gonna show you all what does it even mean. So let me just zoom in. Okay, here. So when we are trying to run a loop, when we are writing loops, we generally use this structure. First of all, here instead of range, we will write like loop, and what will we will write? We will like range. That from where your loop will start, the range, basically in numbers or like in variables, what type of code like you're trying to run. And we have like stop, where the code will start, and the step, the position. So let me just do something. Let me go to my PDF, and let's see at how we can generally write real loops. So I have copied this example. I have like copied this example, and I'm gonna run it, and let's see what happens. Okay. So we are getting 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. From where it would start, it would start from 2 and it would end on 11. And ultimately, 11 means that we will be ending our loop on 10. So this is how like our loops work. Like for first of all, you will be writing range like, let me just show it again. In range, we get starting point. Start point our is here. It's 2. We will write here 2. And where do we want to end? We can write that number. And then, for example, we want to write from like the the step value, which would be 2, like here. So have you got this, or should I like explain again? Ben Fletch, when is the loop the wrong solution? What problems are faster than loop? Can you like please explain what are you trying to say? Hey Ben Fletch, can you please like explain what you are trying to say? When is the loop the wrong solution? I cannot understand what you are trying to say. Let me just open this. Okay. Okay, so let me just explain it again. Okay, so what I was talking about, I was talking about loops, for loops. Okay. So now what for loop, what what is a loop? Loop is, for example, if you want to repeat a specific part of code multiple times, then you will use a loop. And how will you use a loop? You will follow the structure like this one. Okay. So let me just open. Okay. So here, when we are starting, we can like take any example. For example, I will let me just go and let me just change it, and I'm gonna write for or I in range. What does this sentence, this line means? This line means that we are trying to run, we have like given for loop like a name, or for example we can give it any letter. For example, for I in range, it means that we are specifying a range. And how do we specify a range? We can use like, we use three terms: start, stop, and step. Let me just write it like here. So when we are writing this here, what does start means? What does start means? Let me show you. Okay, it's stop, not step. So start means where you want to like start your order, or whatever you have in your code. For example, you have you want to like start with from 2. So what we will do here, we will start from 2. Like, let me just let me type here. So for example, we can take an example. We want to print a sequence. Let me write in Notepad. We want to write a sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And how do we like how do we repeat this sequence? How we can like write this sequence in Python? For that, we will be using these these three terms. Where we are supposed to start? We are starting from 2, right? Because this is the first number, or you can say first block of our range. Then we can take it like 2. And where we want to end? We want to end on 10. Then what we will do, instead of writing 10, which is our last range of value, we can write 11. And why I'm writing 11, I will tell this reason later in the lecture. And what is step? Um, Step is basically, you can say, like each time when the code begins, 2 will be added here. So what it would do? Let me just run. Let me just run the code. Here we will get the sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And what does it mean? It means that we are starting from 2 and we end at 10. Uh, uh, we are writing here 11, but it would end at 10. Why it would end at 10? Because when we will write 10 here, then it would not be showing the full sequence. Let me just show you here. It would print only 8 because we end on end on 10, so it would not count that sequence, the 10 sequence. So this is why we add 1 in the stop value. Here 11 value. You can say this is the initial value, and this would be the final value. So let me just run it, and this is how we get this sequence. Like when we start with 2, Python will print 2, and then when we will be let me just open OneNote. I think I need to use handwriting to like just to teach you guys more effectively. So, and I will like, let me just move it, okay. So we are here. Let me just write it here. We have a given sequence. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And the question is, print this sequence let me just close it, using for loop like this. So how we can like print it? First of all, we will use our given range, our given the formula, or you can say our structure, that how we are like supposed to do it. So stop step here, print value. So how we can do it? So when we want to, let me just remove it. Okay. Okay. So let me create another page, and I will write here draw. So when we want to print this sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, we will write for I, or you can say like you can name it like anything. For I in range, we will be like defining the range. Here we will put the initial value. What is the initial value? Initial value is 2. Initial value. So we will write here 2. And where we want to end? We want to end on 10. So when we will write at 10, I have already said that our sequence will not count the number 10, because our sequence will only print first 4 numbers. So we will write here 11, and to add 2, every time it's like goes to the next number, we will insert the 2 value. Why? Because when we will be going further, whenever it goes to the next sequence, we will add 2. Then then we will getting the second number, which is 4. And this is how the sequence will work. Um, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, and plus 2. So we will write here print I, which, which is our name of loop, and you can name it anything. You can name it anything. But for this example, we will be using I because this is like very common. So when I will go back to my code workspace, I will be typing here for I in range. What is our range? First is 2, second is 11, and how many numbers we want to add when we go to the next number, which is 2. So we will write 2. We will give, we will be using white space. So I will like write here somewhere here. I will write print I, and in last we will get our sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So have you got it? Hmm. Yeah, you are right, bro. Like a loop is like right for these things. Instead of like we can say that's why we use the word range. When we cannot like write that specific code 100 times, then we are supposed to use loops. And this is not like compulsory. But you want, if you want to like repeat something which is like mandatory and your code should do that, then in case we are using this loop thing. So any questions till now? Okay. Hey, what about you, Ben Blanch? Ben Fletch? And what about Shalim Pratik? And Sonia and Yams Lompo? Okay. So from which part like you want explanation? Can you please like uh, define that part? Like from where you want explanation? Okay, no issue. So let me just repeat the example again. So I was saying that we were doing this example, which was range, that how we can write a loop exactly. And to write a loop, we can define the range, which is start in the first value, the final value, and the like the difference maybe in positive or maybe in negative, like whatever you want to do bigger code. And in the one note I have explained that how we can how the system works. So let me just write it again. I think you need some explanation, so let me just repeat it again. I was saying we want to make a sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. But using for loop in Python like this. What this question mean that I want to create this sequence using Python for loops. And how I can do that? First of all, I will understand that how we are supposed to measure and we are going to define the range. And I told you that what is the first number? The first number is 2, where you want to start your sequence, right? So I will write here for and the name of the loop which you are going to define. I will take, for example, I in range. What is the range? You have three things: start value, the stop value, the final value, and the difference. What is the start value? Start value is 2. And what is the final value? Final value is 10. But in Python, the things work differently. When we are talking about the final value, it would end on 8. Why? Because when I write 10, the loop stops before 10. So the last number of this sequence will not come. So what is the solution? The solution is that I can add a number 1, for example, and I will write 11. And how much difference I want? How much an addition of number so we can continue our sequence? The answer is plus 2. So I will write here. Let me erase this. Okay, it's good. Let me write it again. So we'll write here 2. And then we're going to put this colons and we will give some white space, and I will write here the print command and I will print our loop. So how it would work? It would print our sequence, which is 2, 4, 8, 6, and 10. So let's just try in our sequence. Let me just open my workshop and then I'm gonna put this. Let me again, for I in range 2, 11, and 2, I will give some space here and I will print I. When I will print, we will get the sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay. Oh, okay, Benflex. Let me just explain this again. Okay. So thank you. Okay. So let me just analyze the question of Benflex. Okay. 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 Good. Um. Okay. So let me just start. Okay. So the question is interesting. So basically, loop cannot think like a human. It like simply follows instructions given by the programmer. And how do loops and conditionals create decisions? So when we are talking about if-else condition, it makes a decision based on whether a condition is true or false. Got it? For loop, yeah. And for loop, we are going to repeat the instructions, a block of code. And we can use conditions to decide whether to continue or stop. For example, I can use a condition. Let me just write a code here. I have a big idea in my mind. So when we want that, for example, let me just write it again. Let me okay. So let me just remove it. So for example, I want to write I want to print a sequence. Let me just come here again. Range, I will be starting from 1, I will be going to 10, and I will be closing at here. like this, and here we can print I, and what I will get, let me just run. We will get here 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And you guys will think that why I put 9? I could simply put 10, sorry, 9. So what it would come, the value of 9 will be excluded. Why? Because the Python works exclusively, because the last value, we are basically starting from the 0 index. So what does 0 index means? That it would not count the last number. So we have to add 1 in order to get the full sequence. So how we can like put conditionals on it? So let me just come here, and I will write here if I is equal to 5. Let me somewhere like here. Okay. So what would happen? I can write here decision is 5. For example, I can write this, or else I can just simply print I. So what does it mean? So how does like it create a decision? Because when the loop repeats, it gives us, let me just show you. Okay, so I can just move this number like here. I can add 5, so we can get the sequence from 1 to 9. So we will get here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what does it mean? When our I value, when our I loop uh, reaches, let me just show you. So if I think I can do like 3, I can put at 3, then I think it will not work. Yeah, 1, 4, 7, 5 has not come. So this condition is now false, and we will be printing here our condition. So have you got it? Okay, I have been given a yes sign. Okay, nice, nice. So Vanflesh, can you please like clarify me that have you like that is your confusion cleared or not? Okay, I am getting like reactions from everyone. Nice. Okay, so this is how our loops work, and what else I can see? Let me just see in my document. We also have something called loop control statements where we can use break, continue, and pass. So what does it mean when you want like we have like three activity, we have like three statements that we can use in our loop with conditionals. So let me just raise it and let me just copy paste. Let me just see. Okay, someone has left. Yeah, Priyanshu has left. Okay, no issue. Um, we have like 4 letter in Cody community. Um, okay, this is something. So what happens here? Let me show you. So when I want that there is something called letter, which is our loop name, and this is a word, which means that when the loop will start, it would start from the first letter and it would end at the last level. So let me just print it. So what does it even mean? The continue thing and the break thing. It means that when our loop hits C, Like for example, if we have like we have like C here now, so then what it would do, it would skip the part C and it would continue printing. And when we have also here C, then it would also like skip that specific letter in the conditionals. Okay. And what if we have like another statement? We have if if the letter is equal to U, then our like code will break. It means that it would stop the loop. It would not like continue. So I can just simply run the code, and as you can see, our 2C has been like stopped. Here you can see C is skipped from the first letter, and from in the sixth letter the C is also skipped. And when we reach U, our loop terminates, which means break means that our loop terminates. Like our loop will not no longer continue printing statements. Okay, so any confusion now? I think you guys would have confusions because this part is like complex, very complex. I need you to ask like some questions. Okay, so the deep mode is now activated. I think I need to like explain it according to you that I could explain everything in this. So I think I need to start. Okay, so let me just prepare myself. Okay, so what I was saying, let me just go. So the example I take was literally so complex that I forgot to like explain you. So the thing is that let me just explain it again. Okay, we have got a new member. Okay, so let me just open my OneNote and let me just create a new page here and let me just close this. What the hell is this? Okay, so when I mean here this thing, let me explain the part again. For letter in Cody community, here I think my writing is understandable. I hope so. So what does this statement literally mean? As I've told you earlier, this part. Oh, I think I can do it like better. I can let me just erase it somehow. Let me just write it again. I was saying for, and let me just highlight it. For, what does it for this thing means? For means the start of loop. And let me just do it here. And what does it mean? It means the name of the loop. And what does this statement means? Like what? Like you guys will be expecting me that I would like range or all that thing. So whenever I am writing this string, I mean that the loop will be coming here. The loop will be starting in this whole word in a string, which means that this is a string. So it would be continuing from the first letter to the last letter. Okay, so let me just write in another page. I will write here, for example, I will write like the same thing for in Cody letter in Cody community like this. Let me put a colon, and here you guys were expecting that why I'm putting if. Basically when we are writing a loop, we can also put conditionals that when the specific condition come true or false, then this type of code will run in a loop. So when I am saying that if the letter reaches a letter C, for example C, then what would happen? Our code will continue that I have wrote in the example. So what does this continue means? Continue means the code will skip the letter C and continues printing. Okay, now like I have like ended, and this is everything that we are trying to like write. And I have put another if statement here that if letter reaches U, then it would break. What does break means? Break means the loop the loop will stop. The loop will stop at that point. And here I print else, where I can like simply write that our loop will be printed here. So this is the thing. Continue means that when I have specified that if letter matches the a letter named C, then the code will skip the letter C and will continue printing. And in then another conditional statement, when the letter reaches the U letter, then the code will simply stop. The loop will stop. So this is a system how like it works. So like, have you got the idea that what I'm trying to explain? The example like I have put here.
I don't know, but I try to understand.
Hmm. Okay, good. And what about you, Ben Fletch? At request of you, like I gone too much deep. I have like explained every part of the code. Please answer in the chat or you can speak. Our plan was basically like to extend the class, but there are too few students in the class. I don't know why rest of them why they left, even though like they were interested maybe of the internet issues, or they don't like me, or they say I am racist or what. Never mind. So Benfletch,
But
have
I
you?
also face an internet problem.
Yeah, I have heard that like Nigerian people have like internet issues, so they cannot like stay for long in the class or
Yes,
anything.
like me.
Okay, so Benfletch. Okay, nice. Thank you, bro. Thank you. You are like realizing, you are making me realize that I am a good teacher too. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. So let me just repeat. I'm in a short thing that I have written like example. I have like wrote an example, which was that when in this word, when a specific letter meets C, then it would continue, it would skip the letter C and it would break when we will print here letter. So this was the like basic things I was trying to say. Okay. And what about pass? What does pass mean? Pass means that nothing will happen. It used as placeholder. Break means the code will stop, and continue means that that code mm, will be skipped. And remember, we are doing in the sense of loops. In the context, in the context of loops like this. Okay. So this was the like basic thing I was like trying to say. So like this is an activity I will be like sharing with you. Let me just also put it. This is like you can say your homework or your home activity. Like you can do in home and without using AI, please. And then you guys can tell me that how your experience well, and then I will be telling you the answer of this in the next class. And I will be I will be also be reviewing. And if you want to practice your code, please check out our website, our credentials we have already put in our group, Cody community, and null assembly. So please check out that. So let's move further, which is like section 6. Okay. So should we continue our lecture today or we can start from tomorrow? Because I want to like keep things separately, like doing a single topic which is like long. Yeah, but the problem is that in this section number 6, it is like too much complex. It is like we will be diving into string style slicing and string formatting, and this would be like very complex for you guys. And you know that I take literally so much time to explain every part. Okay, no issue. Abil, I think I pronounce your name right. Okay, okay, guys. Thank you like for your time. Okay, Abil, we're saying that can you please like do the homework for tomorrow? You can try on your own, but please do not use AI.
What's the homework? Can you tell me?
Yes, I have like pasted the homework in the chat. Please check. Let me just send it again. Here. Okay, guys, thank you. Let me just give a quick summary, which was that we have tried to do loops, and we like learned the three operations. We can say three advanced things. What do we call control statements, break, continue, and pass. And in tomorrow lecture, in the fourth lecture, we will be diving into strings like string slicing and string formatting, and we will try to do the both sections, not only one, but the both sections. So guys, thank you for your time and for your patience and for your hard work. Please continue with me and with my class. I will be trying my best to like arrange weekly activities and quizzes, and I will be very happy if like most of the people join me, because having 2 or 3 people is not enough. We need like 10 to 11 so we can extend our meetings above 2 hours, and you guys have more in engagement and more like interesting stuff. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you for your time. See you in